Hello friends, happy Monday. Today we are going to take this hair to this hair. So I will be showing you how to use extensions to add length and color. So I did not use any lightener. This is the hair. You can see we've got some rooted blonde. It used to be like we did a lavender last time. So you can see it's still a little lavender there, but we have that rooted look to blend in. I love those little Velcro strips to keep baby hairs away because some areas might have more baby hairs than other. But for this one, I have 3 packs of extensions and I have 2 dark packs and 1 rooted blonde pack. So I really need to be careful with my placement and really map it out and think about where each piece is going so I don't run out. So keep that in mind when you see that I stray from a traditional brick lay on one part. So for this bottom section, I did about 3 fingers from her nape. Everybody's nape is going to be a little different depending on how thick or fine their hair is. And we have those first 2 blonde ones right there. We've still got enough space by her hairline to where you can't see the tabs and it's going to blend great. Now we'll take our next section. I usually go like a couple fingers above and then really make sure you get that really nice, clean, straight section. Now for this one, I'm going to go in a brick lay. We had the 2 underneath, so that means this one is going to be 3. So I'll start with that 1 rooted lavender one in the middle, close it up real tight, and then I'm going to place another rooted lavender one on each side of that. So you're usually, with most tape-in extensions, you're going to go in a brick lay pattern. But like I said, I need to be careful about how many I use. So each pack only has 10 sandwiches. So if you're needing more than that, you have to buy a whole nother pack of hair. And most people don't want to spend that much money just for like 1 or 2 sandwiches. So we really are going to be strategic here. So right now we've used 5 of my rooted blonde and look how pretty that looks already. What a difference. And now we are going to take our next section, which again, I'll do like another couple fingers above that one. And I cannot stress enough how important clean sections are when you're doing extensions. I cannot tell you how many times I section everything out and put it up, and then as soon as I step away from it, I'm like, nope, that's not even. So you have to go back and fix it. But I am going to go here now. So you see, I'm going again in the middle because I only have 5 left. So I'm going to do, they're a little bit more stretched out on the sides because it's a wider section as we move up the head. But again, on this section, I'm doing 3 again. I know it's not brick lay. I promise it's going to work, but I want to be really strategic again with these blonde placements. So now we have these 3 here, and she wanted to see what it looks like. So cool. It never ceases to amaze me how much the extensions just blend as soon as you start putting them in. All right, and now we are going to go another couple fingers up, and this one is gonna be like right above the ear. So because she has such thick hair and it's really short, we have to add 3 packs. So for tape-ins, 1 pack is usually just for volume. 2 packs would be for maybe adding a little bit of length and volume, and 3 packs is when you are going to need to add a ton of length and a ton of volume. All right, so we have 2 blonde sandwiches left, or 4 blonde pieces. So I am starting with putting a brown one smack dab in the middle, and then right next to it, I'm going to go blonde on the bottom. And then I'm going to put a brunette one on top of that. So now in my sandwich, I have the blonde one underneath and the brunette on top. And now it's already starting to match with her natural color. And then I can get 4 more blonde pieces in because I didn't make a full sandwich with it. So now there's the brown in the middle, and then the 2 pieces to the left and the 2 pieces to the right have the blonde underneath, like I'm placing right there. And then there will be the next blonde right in between those two. So in those two little gaps where I missed my bricklay pattern, we will have that blonde now, and it's going to blend perfectly. And we got all these blonde pieces in, so we made really good use of our 10 sandwiches. And look at how nice that looks. As soon as you top that sandwich with one of the brown ones, it really kind of starts bringing everything together. And now we can finish our brown pieces. So we are gonna go pretty high on Patrice because, like I said, she's got pretty thick, short hair. So we are gonna take another section, a couple fingers above our last, and now we are going to continue in our bricklay pattern. But I am going to do these right on her temple. And when you're doing the front of the face, it's also really important that you are paying attention to how close it is to the front of their face. You don't want to go too close to the hairline. I like to go a couple fingers back at least. If they have really fine hair or light hair, or you can kind of see through it a little bit, you might want to go even farther back, like 3 fingers. Some people are just not great candidates for tape-ins close to the face when they have fine hair. But Patrice is not that person. And we are going to fill her head up. So I'm just going to continue to place these brown ones around and trying to go in like a bricklay pattern. And you can see here, instead of having one in the middle, we have these two like to the side of where that middle one was. So this has 6 pieces across this row. And you're going to really close that tight with your fingers. You can use pliers. They have special like tape-in extension pliers if it's hard for you to squeeze them down. But I think it's fine to use your hands. You'll hear like the little air bubbles popping, and that's when you know that it is like closed up tight. And we are taking our super fine paper thin sections. The taping goes underneath and pop that other piece on top, close it up. And you can see just how fine those sections are. And now I know I've talked about this on another video. Some people, when they put their tape-ins on, they place the top piece on first, and then they lift that top piece, and then they put the second one underneath. I absolutely cannot stand that version because that is the quickest way to rip your hair out of your head. So when you're doing it this way, the hair is landing onto the extension at its natural fall. I'm not pushing into the cuticle. So sometimes if you put that top piece on first, you're getting it way too close to the scalp. Then when you lift it up to try to put the piece underneath, it's going to kind of push out. And you'll be able to see what I'm talking about if you try it maybe on a mannequin or maybe a real person. But you don't want that extension to be pulling out because you'll see it literally lifting off the head because it's too tight, and then it will hurt your client. It will rip their hair out. And that is the kind of install that gives hair extensions a bad name, because I have heard so many times from people that are like, oh, hair extensions ruin your hair. Hair extensions ruin your hair. Absolutely not. Improper installation ruins your hair. Hair extensions are the best thing to have while you're trying to grow hair out. I have been wearing extensions nonstop for like probably over 10 years. And I don't even have my extensions in this video. It was actually like a couple days before my appointment. So they were out of my head, and that is just my long hair, thanks to K18. But yeah, hair extensions, as long as they are applied properly, they are great for the hair. But now we are going to go through and put this Danger Jones color on. So I am using Oblivion and Vertigo mixed together. So Oblivion is like the teal and Vertigo is the neon blue. So it's basically the color that I normally use when I have my teal hair. So it is super gorgeous, but you are just going to really work that through. Now, with these tape-in extensions, really any extensions, you have to make sure you are really saturating and like move the hair apart, comb it through, because with extensions, I promise you, like just when you think that you've saturated it enough, that's when you need to add more color. So those little hairs, it is so important to move them around and really make sure you get them all, because I definitely have had my fair share of like, I'm pretty sure that I got this all covered, and then it's just like patchy and not good. So I am so meticulous and careful whenever I'm coloring hair extensions. I also added my B3 Bond Builder into this formula. It is amazing. It helps with color longevity and strength. So keep those extensions nice and healthy. And I am using Stardust hair extensions. And like I said, we had 3 packs. It was the 1 pack of the Rooted Blonde that was lavender from her previous appointment, and then the 2 packs of our number 2 dark brown. So just going to get these last few sections, and I cannot wait to show you guys the after. It is so beautiful. I did teal on Patrice a long time ago before she had extensions, and it's been so long since she had teal, and she missed it so much, and I missed her having it. So it was a very exciting day for both of us. And her lavender hair that you saw on the extensions was her wedding hair. But here is our beautiful after. I'll show it in the cute little bow so you can see all those little teal pieces a little better. And here is it down. You cannot even see where her hair stops and the extensions start. It's so crazy. I will never get over how much extensions blow my mind every time. But thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you next week. Please like and subscribe and have a great day. Thanks. Bye.